Here lately, I've been talking about building the strength you need to overcome workplace gaslighting. Again, if you don't know what gaslighting is, it's basically if something toxic, traumatic happens to you and you go to tell your boss or whoever and they deny it, they dismiss it, they blame you or make you seem crazy or make you feel like you're crazy, totally undermining your whole experience, then that's gaslighting. A specific form of gaslighting is racial gaslighting. So when something racist happens to you, and you go to report it, you go to your friends to talk about it, whatever, and they dismiss it, they do the moon thing, I don't want to get tagged, and act like it's you, act like, maybe you didn't respond properly, maybe you were the aggressive one, then that's racial gaslighting. But gaslighting is gaslighting, point blank. I received a question earlier, do I ever talk about racial gaslighting from friends? And I haven't done that yet. And, I've been so focused on bosses that I totally forgot about friends and coworkers. And gaslighting definitely comes from friends, coworkers, and your family, okay? And honestly, sometimes that's worse than it coming from your boss, because you expect those people that love you, that are supposed to love you, to understand and to support you and back you up. But when they don't, how do you not feel alone and isolated and eventually depressed? How do you not? So when it comes to friends, and I want to throw in coworkers because sometimes the two can overlap, I myself don't mind losing a friend. If someone is gaslighting me and I'm telling them what's happening to me and they're not listening, they're not acknowledging, I don't mind cutting the friendship off. It's not hard for me to do these days, especially since I'm older and been through some things. It's not hard for me to cut someone off and be happy about it. However, that's not easy for everyone. So I want to share some tips with you. If you are experiencing racial gaslighting from a friend or from a coworker, and honestly, I was thinking about it. I don't even think it matters what race they are, what color they are, because gaslighting is gaslighting, Again, I wouldn't, how do I say this? There are certain people, there are certain races I definitely wouldn't take it from. It stings worse when it comes from someone that looks like me. Okay, so in this case with this question, I'm not sure what race the friend is, but these tips should still cover it if you want to still maintain a friendship, which I don't suggest it at all, because if someone's gaslighting you, they're not your friend. Gaslighting is a manipulation tactic to gain power and control over you for whatever reason. So if if your friend is denying your experience, if they're dismissing you, if they're just totally not validating you, that's not a friend. That's an enemy. That's what enemies do. That's what someone that's trying to tear you down do, okay? But if you're still having trouble releasing friends and you want to give the friendship a chance, so we'll go into that first, okay? So the first thing you want to do if you are being racially gaslit by a friend or a coworker, you want to know the signs of gaslighting. So I've shared some. This when a so-called friend dismisses your experience, when they deny that experience, when they minimalize the experience, like it wasn't as bad as you made it out to be. I don't see what you're talking about, baby. These are things that's happened to me. I don't see what you're talking about, baby. Maybe it's you. No, maybe it's you. I worked with a lady that totally always constantly invalidated every experience I went through. To the point where she was so arrogant that she would literally be smirking in my face because it's my problem. I'm not the one acting right. I'm not I'm above my station, my position. That's the way she act. But she didn't understand that the reason she was treated so well by the same boss is because she didn't understand the role she was fulfilling in his life. Can't say it on here because I'm sure it's considered derogatory, not good or whatever. But I would say that she didn't know that she was the M, starts with an M, ends with a Y. Completely, utterly filled that role. Okay, so yes, he's okay with her, of course. But, you know, I was educated. Actually, I had more education than him. I had a master's degree. He just got a bachelor's degree. Well spoken, well knowledgeable, love to study, love to teach, you know, and I always put forth the best efforts. And, you know, I even got gaslit by my family for a little while. They didn't realize it. I didn't realize it. Now they know better, of course, but when they tell you to do your job, that's all you got to do. And it seemed like when I went to work and I did my job, it made everything worse. It made everything worse because I was still persevering and succeeding. They don't like that. They want to see you broke down. They want to see you cry. They want to see you come back begging for mercy. You know, it's crazy. Even spreading gossip, be careful, because sometimes that friend is trying to get you in a trap. If they're gossiping about someone, you don't say nothing. You don't say anything. Okay, you know, or just ignore it, or say, I don't want to gossip. You know, you have to be careful. If they withhold information from you, that's another form of gaslighting. Okay, so beware of the signs. 2, set boundaries. So if you're trying to maintain this friendship, you have to let your friend know that invalidating your experiences is not okay. That you expect what you expect from your friends. You expect them to be supportive. You expect them to almost be your sister. You expect them to back you up. And if they're not doing that, then, or if they continue in the gaslighting, what are the conditions then? What are the new conditions for your friendship when they start gaslighting you again? Because they're going to do it again, you know. So setting boundaries in a friendship. Also, documenting. Yes, you still want to document. Record if you have to, but document every conversation that you have with this person. You need to know dates, times, what you talked about, how it ended, whatever. Be as detailed as possible, but document the experiences, okay? Also, self-care and inner work. Taking care of yourself. So making sure that you're practicing, and these are things that I teach, regulating your nervous system, because it will put you in a fight or flight state, and you have to learn how to come out of that and to feel safe and secure and stable. Inner work, because with the inner work, and this is where the spiritual toughness that I teach come in at, with the inner work, you create your reality. You are a creator and created in an image and likeness of God. You create your reality. And we are here to evolve. We're here to heal. We're here to grow. We're here to transform any beliefs that are not true and adopt new beliefs that are true, so we can create the reality that we want. However, you don't always know what you believe because it's in your subconscious mind. So how does the Most High set things up? Your beliefs are revealed to you through people, through your health, through money, through career, business, through your body, through relationships. So when people are coming into your life and gaslighting you, what do you believe about what is that triggering within you? Or how are they making you feel? Do they make you feel unworthy? So you have beliefs around unworthiness. Do you feel unsupported already? So you have to build new beliefs around your ability to be supported. So the inner work matters too, and also strengthening yourself so that you can create a buffer within yourself to block out any negativity or toxic beliefs or thoughts that's trying to enter into your spiritual field. Okay? That's what a gaslighter does. They infiltrate. If you're vulnerable to the attack, they infiltrate. This is why you have to be cautious about keeping friends that gaslight you in your life. And last but not least, you want to end the friendship. So if none of these things are working, the inner work will work, definitely. It'll strengthen you. Self-care works. It'll strengthen you. But if these other things have not worked for you, cut the friendship off. Don't think nothing else about it. You might hurt. You might feel guilty. Whatever. Work through that too. Cut them off. They don't mean you any good. They mean you harm. Okay? Some friends are not friends. Learn what a friend is. Learn what an enemy is. Only talk to them when necessary. Okay? So those are my tips for dealing with racial gaslighting from a friend. So my name is Kadira Ali, and I help highly ambitious women overcome workplace gaslighting and racial gaslighting through helping them to build spiritual toughness, okay, spiritual strength. So have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace and love.